Get your witch's broom hat, or this video might make your skin green because some of you guys will not be happy with this ranking, but I'm pretty happy. So anyway, hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. So I think I should turn off the fan. I will turn off the fan. Hold on, it's hot. Anyway, so I have my Wicked hoodie on because we are going to be talking about Wicked today, and there's a Wicked poster behind the elevator, like the teaser, the first ever teaser poster. So today, today's video, I'm going to be ranking the Wicked soundtrack because it's such a Wicked soundtrack. It's wickedly pretty good. So anyway, we're going to be doing the ranking of the soundtrack. And I just want to say, I'm going to be ranking the songs that actually have lyrics. Like, so songs like Oh Plus the ballroom scene won't count. Like the duet thingy would not count because it's just instrumental. But that's a different story or video for another day. So that doesn't count, unfortunately. But anything with lyrics and like a musical number, that counts. So like A Sentimental Man, the Something Bad, that also counts because they sing in that. So you hear lyrics. So yeah, I gotta say, ranking like the top 7, like the main ones, was pretty hard because they are all special in their own way. So anyway, without further ado, I don't want to keep you waiting. Let's just get right into the ranking, okay? So last place, I think everybody put this in last place. I think 11 place will go to Something Bad. It's this scene against, spoiler alert. At this point, you've probably seen Wicked already, so I'm going to put spoiler alert. So Something Bad is when Elphaba knows about what's happening, what they're gonna do with the animals, like the teachers or the animals in Oz. So it's just a warning, like something bad is happening to the animals. And I like the melody. Like I love, like the reason it's last is because, like, you know, nothing special happened. It's just like it's mostly like a conversation number, and there's just a little bit of singing with it, like Something Bad. I don't know, music that reminds me of like so many musicals, like something like Oh Something Bad is Happening. Oh, it's just nothing special. It's just her, it's just the animals like singing. The voice actor that are singing this number. It's just last place, unfortunately. So anyway, second last place would be A Sentimental Man. The reason I play last place is because I gotta say, the positive thing I love about this number is like I love the visuals. It's very like, I feel like Walt Disney, when Walt Disney did like a Disneyland presentation, kind of like that type of vibe, like with the wizard and stuff, and he was singing about like his plans about Oz, a little bit like foreshadowing with, if you know the story of Wizard of Oz. And then the you know, like the dance number is like cute and all. It's just when the number comes, it's okay, get prepared, we're the movie's almost done. It's Defying Gravity time, because after that number it's Defying Gravity. So it's just a little like pause, and like the vocal is okay. Jeff Boom does an okay job. Like it's something like, wow, like memorable or like amazing. I think what forgives his number is the visual. The visuals are beautiful, and the dancing too, and the shadowing stuff, it's pretty, reminds you of Greatest Showman vibes. So it's a great, you know, number and stuff. So third last place would be Dear Old Shiz. This is before I love the choir sequence. It's very like fairy tale, like very musicality, you know, that's very beautiful. Again, it's very short. That's where you can kind of hear Glenda's operatic voice, you know, in the number. I just love the choir that's before like Elphaba's entrance. The reason it's last is because I think there's just better like songs that there's to be tough, but you know, it's just there. It's a cute like choir song and pretty great. It's like I am in a fantasy garden. That's how I felt like hearing that choir, beautiful harmonic voice out. Yeah, so that is 8th place, or I got messed with the number, so this will be 9th place of the 11 soundtrack. So we're moving on to the next one. So we are in 8th place, which will be, I'm so sorry, but it's No One More's The Wicked. I gotta say, it's one of the longest number of the musical. It's the opening and the ending, Defying Gravity. I get it, like it took me a while to like the song. I think it's because of the sound people use on TikTok with Ariana's operatic voice. Her voice is like really amazing, and whenever I hear that's just very like meme. I love the score. The score is, it makes me cry whenever I'm in the mood. It's just very nostalgic. It's very like Defying Gravity. Like it's a great, like the visuals are amazing. I love the visuals. It's very watchable, and like it is a little bit like long and stuff. I think it's because of the story point with like how Elphaba, it's basically, yeah, it is a prologue, like how the part 1 will go. I feel like they could have trimmed down a little bit with the storytelling part. That's just my personal opinion. That's why it's very long, and like the music kind of like stops a little bit in the middle of the song and it comes back to it towards the end, ends in a great, you know, finale and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like you hear it. It's like you're trying to enjoy the music. I'm like, oh, it stopped because they're doing like a storytelling. I feel like it's one of those numbers where like, it's better if you watch it like with the movie instead of listening it on its own. Or in like Ariana's part, but like when you watch it visually, it's like, okay, you know, I like it's one of those songs where like it's great to watch it, like, which is good. Like it's great to watch the movies, you can see the visual, it makes it better. Listening instead of listening to it, it's just weird, you know. So that's why it's last place, unfortunately. So moving on to 7th place, which be I'm Not That Girl. When I first heard that song, I was like, again, I seen the musical Broadway, by the way, Broadway of Wicked. I'm saying Frozen, Wicked, but it's like decades ago. Like I don't remember much about part 2. I remember part 1 a little bit, like with the songs and stuff, but like, so it's very blank to me until like I watch like, oh, so for the song, I start to like it more as time goes on because of like how Elphaba is feeling about like how she has feelings for Friero, but then she knows that she cannot be, she cannot, Ferrero, she's not that girl like of Ferrero because of like how different she is. It's not really his type and stuff. We'll see. Oh, it's a very like sad girl. Like I relate to that song. Like I'm like, or it can be not romance, it can also be friends. Like I want to be friends with this person, but then you can't because you're just different and it doesn't match the vibe. It's just very unfortunate. So this song is for like us. That's why it's a bomb, because there's, again, everyone's, it kind of like slows down the song, the musical a little bit. It's like one of the slow albums, but it's a great like character development of her realizing like, you know, what is happening. I haven't heard that Dina Mazzella version in a while, but like I remember Cynthia, her vocals, it's very like pretty, like it's supposed to be, you know, raspy and like different and stuff, but like, yeah, it's a very sad song, and I would highly recommend listening to it when you're depressed because it's a great depressing song. And yeah, anyway, so 7th place or 6th place would be The Wizard and I. Oh my god. It kind of started rough a little bit with Michelle Yeoh's like vocal a little bit, and then once into her review, it's like, okay. I wish that I heard some critiques about like how Idina Menzel's like version sounds like she really wants to meet the wizard. You can really like, for Cynthia's version, it sounded like, oh, it's just, I'm just saying it, like she's very pretty. You don't really see lots of like the desire of her wanting to meet the wizard. It's a great number. Like when I first heard it, I almost cried because of how like the high notes that she hits with this number. The visual is like fine, like it's like her I Want song of the movie, and gives me chills depending on the mood, but usually gives me chills like when she reached the high note towards the end of the musical number. And it's a great way to see like Alpha's, but it's just upsetting, like foreshadowing, like when she said everybody will celebrate me, and then we know how her fate will end, especially at the beginning of the music. Everybody's celebrating her in a bad way, not like as a hero, which is very like, makes it more sad with how excited she is, but like, you know. So that's like number 6. It's almost top 5, and to me there's just, you know, like bop one. So anyway, next one would be number 5, which would be Dancing Through Life. Again, it's one of the longest number. Jonathan Bailey's voice, he's like everywhere in my For You page. He is such a great performer. He's literally like he is a theater kid. That explains why he's British. Usually British actors can dance, sing, they're triple threat because they have training in theater and stuff, normally. And it's one of those numbers where it's very long. It's a very long, similar to No One Mourns the Wicked, but then like, it kind of like, I feel, at least like the instruments like the same. Unlike the No One Mourns the Wicked, it's like very different vibes. It's like a roller coaster. This one's more like, okay, it's the same type of sound, but like it's different tone, it's different vibes of like musical number. I feel like Dancing Through Life is like Wicked's big dance number. It's a big character development a little bit. That's why it's pretty long. I feel like it's one of those songs where it's better if I watch it like with the movie instead of listening to it on its own, especially like except for like the first part. It's like a fun, you know, musical number dance too, and like are just, you know, better ones. I don't know, in my personal opinion, but like it's still it's my top 5, and Jonathan Bailey like, you know, slays it. And yeah, it gives us like me and
we deserve each other, and Belinda, how they come true. We deserve each other, me and
so it gives me that Nessa Rose line, which is amazing, especially the way the actress sings it. So there's that song got going. And yeah, so anyway, we're moving on to number 4, which is One Short Day. I really love this. I remember hearing it in the Broadway version. I love One Short Day. Or One Short, yeah, One Short Day. I wish that I wasn't spoiled with like Adina and Christine's like cameo in this song. I saw it on Twitter, but I'm like, no, that's fake. I'm just gonna say that's fake. But once I saw it, I'm like, okay, I know it's I wish that I didn't know about that spoiler. Like, it would be such a great surprise. It's still a great surprise to see how they would incorporate, you know, the song. It's nice to see their vocal and like giving homage to like how they originate the roles in Broadway and stuff. And One Short Day, it's like a cute number. It's like I feel like it's an intro to the third act of the movie, basically. Yeah, the third act. You know, because we're like almost halfway done, and it's nice. It's so beautiful to hear like Cynthia and Ariana's vocals together. It's so pretty, and it's a fun number. I think it's one of those numbers where I like it more seeing it visually than listening like on my own. But I love the choir. The choir like slays in this one. It's One Short Day, and they have a great like chorus vocal in the soundtrack. Honestly, it's strong. It's one of those songs where I think it's better seeing visually. But I personally like that song. I love the number, and especially adding Adina and Kristen's part, and then with the whole this magic spell, which is very important like later down the act. So the way to explain it and the origins of like how Oz was formed, or Emerald City, that's really like great to learn. So yeah, so that is number 4. So we're moving on to the top 3. Top 3 in my personal opinion would be Popular by Miss Ariana Grande, aka Glinda's song. I feel like I'm glad that there's rumors about like people are saying they thought that it's gonna sound like Ariana's version. I'm glad that it's a little bit like Broadway. But it makes me as an Ariana Grande like stan over here, it's very like healing to see how that character really, you can kind of see it. You can see it's very silly. It's a very like fun number. It's fun listening to it, and also like seeing it visually too. I think visually it makes it a lot better, honestly. And I especially love the long outro that she does. It's very fun to do, and it's a fun song. It's also a fun like number to see, and you can see like Glinda's like sense of humor and who she is as a character in that song. Oh, I love hearing like a little bit of like Ariana's vocal when she does the about me, like she's a me, like the me part. It's very like Ariana. And then I love the homage to like No Tears Left to Cry, in my personal opinion, especially with the outro part. It's just visually stunning to see, lots of pink, and that's why it's a popular song. It's popular in the Wicked soundtrack, so I love it. It's top 3 for me, or you know, top 3, yeah. Okay, so anyway, number 2 would be, oh my god, it would be the last song, Defying Gravity. Oh, that's a number I was very looking forward to. I love, it's one of the best, like, that song really defines what Wicked is. I really love Defying Gravity, and Cynthia Rivia makes it like, makes the high note very easy. Like, oh, it's so easy, like.
That's my line. There's no place like Target to shop everything Wicked.
The belt crying or whatever. I think it's one of those songs where it's one of those numbers where I like to see it visually more than like listening to it. When I first listened to it, like again after some movie, I literally almost cry because it's a fun, like, not fun, but like it's a very like emotional, like, so when you feel frustrated or you feel like you're not being seen by the world, this song is like perfect song to listen to. You know, that's why I really stand for this song. That's why it made me love the Broadway more, because of the number, and it's very powerful. It's a great way to how the movie ended, honestly. And it still gives me chills, especially with the big chorus and then the doon doon doon, like feels like a little like superhero movie, as you know, say. It's very popular. Again, I do love, it makes me emotional when they do the duet with Glinda and Alphaba, like with their duet in that song. That's really very emotional. But yeah, it's a very like emotional song, and I really love it. And yeah, it's a great number. That's why it's number 2. So my favorite number, which really surprised me, I thought it's gonna be Defying Gravity, but no, it is actually What Is This Feeling. The reason why I love that song is because I think visually it's stunning too. I just loved like the harmony version between like Ariana and Cynthia. They sounded so beautiful together. Again, I just wish that there's more like, I think one of the biggest critiques I saw, even my friend told me, is about like how I wish their voice is a little bit raspy, a little bit like different like levels, not sound like so pretty, because it's them like fighting and it's them like realizing like I hate you this moment. It's like beginning of the relationship, beginning of like how, but it's I love the choreography too. Obviously that's why it's number one. It's very catchy, and especially towards the end, like with like you can get a sense of idea like Glenda's style and also Alphabet's like style and stuff. It's a great like number. I always looking forward to seeing the number over time, and I love the way the song begins with them writing like their letters and stuff. It's a little bit of humor. It's a little bit of like getting a sense of idea like who these characters are in the movie and their dynamic together. And it's a very iconic number, as it should. Surprisingly, I really love this number so much, and I'm just amazed when I first like, oh, this is like theater, kid. This is like theater. I love the dance number and stuff, and how the energy goes high to where that's like chaos and stuff and them fighting. So yeah, so anyway, those are my top 11 rankings for the Wicked soundtrack part 1. Let me know comments below which one is your favorite. This was a very difficult ranking to rank because again, it depends on my mood and visually too, which one I visually like. And I also like this visual definer. I wish it was a little bit darker, but it's like more like sunset and stuff, but whatever. Again, it's one of those soundtracks where I put in my notes where like it's something that it sounds better listening to it like visually, like while watching the movie instead of like listening to it on its own, which is like really great for any movie soundtrack. I just feel like it's better watching it instead of like listening to it. I don't know, in my personal opinion. So yeah, let me know what you think. Which songs are you excited for in part 2? Are you in for good? My top of mind is For Good, but that I'm not really familiar. Like, it's just blank. I'm glad it's blank, like with songs in part 2. I know there's some reprise and stuff, but like can't wait to see. I think it's gonna be more like emotionally ballad girly part 2. I feel like I definitely believe that part 1 has a better like great song. We'll see with part 2. We'll see what they have in store for us later this year. So yeah, let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite once again of those ranking. And thank you so much for watching this video all the way through. So make sure you subscribe and like if you want to miss any videos like this. I make new videos every week. Bye! No man will drag me down. It has Ariana in here, and then it has Alphabet in here because they're queens. Okay, bye! I don't know if it's 500, still a flop, but I think I'm gonna reach 500. Ugh. Oh, wait, that's it? Okay.